In today's video, we're going to do a period makeup in the style of the 1940s, and my model for today is Callie. So I'm going to start off with a foundation for Callie's today, and I'm looking for a natural looking foundation, something that's going to match her skin tone and be fairly translucent in appearance. The 40s is a time that may not be a big time as far as foundations are concerned. A more natural appearance is going to be the key to a look for the 1940s, as we're dealing with the war era that's going on in the world. So most often a more natural appearance or a natural look is going to be kind of the key for a lot of what we're seeing as far as trends throughout the 40s. So I'm trying to reproduce that in my appearance of just creating this nice flawless skin in a soft natural appearance for Callie. And here I'm just blending out the foundation, just utilizing a beauty blender to give a nice even coverage to Callie's skin. And now I'm going in with just a little bit of a concealer stick just to go in and do some correction underneath the eyes to take care of any discoloration that I may be seeing on the skin. So I'm trying to counteract those blue undertones that I see in Callie's skin. I'm also utilizing my concealer stick as an eyeshadow prep, or as a, indeed that, as an eyeshadow prep. I'm also just going through and concealing any areas or imperfections that I'm seeing in the skin with my concealer. Now just taking my beauty blender and blending in that concealer into my foundation. And under the eye area, I'm just using a foundation brush to smooth out any concealer as opposed to using the beauty blender. Here is just giving me a more even coverage, and I can control my product a little better with a foundation brush or a concealer brush as opposed to my sponge. After applying my foundation and concealer, I'm just using the warmth of my hands to go through and double check my face and make sure that everything seems to be blended well, and to smooth out any imperfections that I may see in my makeup application. Now I'm going through and using some setting powder and a powder puff just to go through and set my foundation in place. And now I'm taking just a clean powder brush just to dust off any loose powder that may be left over. Now I'm moving to Callie's brows. So in the 1940s, a more natural shaped brow is coming into existence or in place. So we're getting off of an era of overshaped or oversculpted and manicured brows and coming into an era more of a natural appearance. So a true shape or true natural brow comes into play in the 1940s. So here I'm looking for the fullness of the brow and then trying to create that natural shape to Callie's brow. Here I'm just using an angled brush with some brow powder to fill the shape and define Callie's brow. And here I'm just using a brow comb to go in and just rake out any extra product and to also groom the brows into place. So here I'm just grooming the brows in an upward direction, and then the fall of the brows, I'm grooming in an upward direction, and as the fall of the brow starts to change, I groom in an over and downward direction to kind of follow the natural progression of how the hair should grow. And now I'm moving into my eyeliner. Here I'm just using a brown liner pencil, and I'm working from the outer edge of the eye and then moving to the inner corner. And then I flip my pencil around and I have a smudging blender tip on this particular pencil, which allows me to kind of smoke out or smudge that line. If you don't have that smudge tip, an angled brush works equally as well. So here I'm just trying to kind of shape and define the eyes in a natural appearance, so something that's a little softer. This is why I'm choosing a brown tone and just kind of smudging that out with the smudging tip of the pencil. Now I'm going in with a buff tone eyeshadow, and I'm actually cutting in the crease of Callie's eye. I'm applying that shadow right in the area, the same area that I applied my shadow prep. So the objective here is to give a nice, like, natural tone to the lid itself. Here I'm just dusting off any extra product. And to now give shape and definition, I'm going in with a peachy brown tone to give weight to the outer corner of Callie's eye. So here I'm just kind of using a little bit of a V shape or wedge shape, and I'm bringing it down onto the eyelid and then cutting it into the crease to create this outer V shape to the eye. And then I just utilize my brush to kind of buff out or smoke out my product a little bit so that it's a nice, soft, natural appearance. Just reapplying a little bit of that almond shade on the lid to give a little bit of pop of highlight. And dusting off any extra product. For this application, I'm actually going in and enhancing Callie's lashes with some individual lashes. So what I do is I have a small dab of glue on the back of my hand, and then I grab my individual lashes, put them into the glue, and then I'm just placing them into the lash line to give a little bit of definition to Callie's eyes. And what I'll do is I will define her eyelids just probably the outer 3/4 length through the lash line itself. So here you can see me applying the lashes in a little closer of a shot. I'm just taking that dab of glue, and these are flare style individuals. So on average, I would say I would do anywhere between 3 and 6 lashes per eye, depending on what I'm looking for. And I kind of go into the lash line itself, and I'm attaching the glue right up into the lid so that the lashes are sticking and resting right on the lash line, and the actual lashes themselves are resting in the bed of your natural lashes. So after applying my lashes, I'm now going to go in and apply mascara, starting with the bottom lashes. I'm going to just kind of zigzag my mascara into the lashes for a little bit of natural fullness. And then I'm going to kind of roll my mascara on the top of the lashes and then brush up from the under edge to give me some fullness. Once again, I'm going to roll across the top and kind of zigzag underneath to give a little bit of fullness to that mascara. And here you can see that subtle difference that those few extra lashes make to those outer edges. Here I'm just going in with a Q-tip with just a little bit of makeup remover to clean out any fallout or any mascara residual that I left on the skin. Because I use makeup remover, I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush just to touch the skin to make sure that I'm cleaning up any area that I may have removed makeup. And now I'm applying a light cheek color in a pink tone just to give a little bit of softness to the cheeks. The overall appearance here is for a nice, natural, clean beauty. So it's not a heavy makeup look, but more of a natural look. During the 1940s, you know, it depends what we're talking about, but makeup in general was a little bit more softer, natural. Women were actually in the workforce, so many women weren't actually wearing a lot of makeup, especially those who may be doing factory work. So this has kind of got that girl next door natural look. But one key element that was very popular was a strong, bold red lip. In fact, you may actually see individuals use that lipstick as their rouge or their cheek color throughout this period of time. So, when money was tight and you didn't have much product, you actually might use your lipstick as a cheek color. You actually even may put a little bit of that lip color into your eye look, so you could have a strong monochromatic look to your face. Here I'm just utilizing a lip liner to help shape and define my lips. And I start by Xing off her bow and then drawing the line underneath and working from my outside of my edge of the lip to the inside edge of where that line was created, working from my outer edge to my point or my point to my outer edge. And here I'm just kind of trying to trace the line of her lip. One thing when doing a bold red lip, it may be very helpful to do a lip liner. Some lipsticks have a tendency or could bleed on you. A lip liner is a good key way to kind of lock the color inside your area, and it's also a very helpful tip to help you shape and define the lips when applying color to the lips. And here I'm just taking my lip brush with my red color and I'm filling in my lines that I've created with my lip liner. And I'm kind of going from that outer direction and pulling it onto the lip. And if you'll notice, I'm holding a palette knife with the color on it, so I sample lipstick onto my actual palette knife itself, and then I work from my palette knife utilizing my lip pencil. This is my preferred method of applying lipstick. Always is utilizing a lip brush for accuracy. Here I'm just using a tissue to pat off any extra, and we're getting ready for our finished final appearance. The 1940s is known for their loose natural waves in the hair as hair is starting to get longer and for a natural looking wave. So here we have our finished makeup application, and I'd like to thank Callie, and it's my hope that you learned something with me today. And remember, if you believe it's possible, you can make it possible.